All right, guys, we are officially recording. It is, what day is it? Geez, Wednesday, May 25th. Almost done with another month. Super. Having a really good month, guys. This month has been really strong. We have a lot of people on the Success Club board, and I want to mention that right off the bat. This is push time. The past couple of days, I don't know if you guys have noticed. If you have, I haven't been able to tell, but I've been posting a push video every single morning, giving you guys a tip to help you get to Success Club. And I'm hoping that you guys are taking advantage of those and taking those tips to heart and applying those to your business, because Success Club is obviously extremely important. I stress that every single day. So make sure, I know a lot of you on this call that I'm looking at right now are already locked in for the month. If you're not on the board yet, if you're not at Success Club yet, there's still plenty of time. There's 6 days left in the month, guys. There's so much that can happen in a matter of 6 days. So push hard and make it happen. If that's something that you want, you got to go for it. If you want to be successful in this business, you got to go for it. So that's number one. Number two, Elite New Coach Mentorship. We are going to be posting the application for brand new coaches in the page, I would say either tomorrow or Friday. So if you have a brand new coach on the team that has started after May 1st, you're going to want that coach to apply for the Elite New Coach Mentorship. That's kicking off on June 1st. So just make sure that you tag your coaches in that post whenever I post that. Number two, I've been working together with 3 other leaders to create an Elite New Coach Mentorship graduate packet. So all of you that have gone through the mentorship, we have created a 7-day training. It's just a packet. The way that I did it for our team was as a PowerPoint, because you guys know that I'm a PowerPoint crazed person, with different lessons every single day. We're going through the leadership ladder. We're going through how to bring on new coaches. We're going through a ton of stuff just like that. So make sure that you guys, whenever that is done, we're waiting on one more thing from one more coach. It's still all the coaches that completed the mentorship together. So once we get that final thing, I'll make sure that everybody that was a rising star previously gets that packet. It's just an advanced kind of tutorial to get you guys to the next level in your business. Next thing, if you guys are on the Emerald to Diamond calls that we do every Wednesday, that is going to be right after this call at 8:30. If this ends before 8:30, just automatically head over there and we're going to have that call there. So I want to get that out there. Did I have one more thing that I forgot to mention? Oh, it'll come to me later probably. But any rank advancements that you guys have, please shout them out now. I'm going to be the one to start because I have a huge one for this week. Erica Stanley is going to be 1-star qualifying tomorrow. A huge deal. Erica's been in this business for 4 or 5 months now, and her team is officially 1-star qualifying. So I just wanted to be the first one to congratulate her on that. Such a huge, huge accomplishment. Anybody else that is rank advancing tomorrow, please unmute and shout those people out, please.
Delaney is hitting Emerald tomorrow. She's on the call. And Allison, she's working. But she's also hitting Emerald tomorrow. So yay, go team.
So exciting for your guys' team.
Well, I'll have to unmute because I couldn't be hitting 1-star without Miss Becca right there popping diamond tomorrow. So
you guys, what you guys accomplished in a matter of a week is absolutely incredible. I mean, that was a team effort completely. I want you guys all to know that when it comes to like a star diamond qualification and stuff like that, it is a team effort. It's completely a team effort. It's not just one person. Like, you can't hit 1-star without a diamond. You can't hit diamond without emeralds. So I want you guys to realize that every single thing, all of you working together like that, is a huge, huge accomplishment. So we're going to get right to the call tonight. I don't want to waste any more time because we have a very special guest on us, joining us from California. Candace is somebody that I have been watching on social media for a very long time. Candace, you might not even realize that. She is a very quiet person when you're in person, which is kind of funny because like when we got in this call, she immediately started talking. But I've literally, like I said, been watching you for a very long time. The way that she posts on social media has always stuck out to me. The way that she is real, like down to earth, like nitty gritty, sharing the stuff that people don't really want to talk about. She shares it all. She lays it all down there, and it's very, very inspiring. She has not only had a physical, like insanely physical transformation, and I'm sure she'll talk about that, But she has had a really crazy mental transformation also. And it's one that sticks out to me. Like I said, Kandace, we may not have ever talked in person before, but I feel like I know so much about you. And that is so, so good to say that, because I mean, that means she's doing her job on social media, because I feel like I know who she is. So to give her give you guys the background on her credentials in this business, she's a 1-star diamond coach. She's currently ranked 217 in the network out of 460,000 coaches. So 1-star diamond, 217, crazy. She's a success starter, meaning she has hit Success Club in the first 3 months in her business, and a Success Club 10 All-Star. I consider her a social media guru because she hits really high in Success Club every month. If you guys are in Team Drop the Cookie, you'll see her name toward the top of the leaderboard every month. She is somebody that you guys want to watch. So after this call and after you hear from her and you hear her story, make sure you head over to her Facebook page, either follow her, send her a friend request or something, because you're going to want to watch how she posts because it's real. And Kandace, I'm not going to keep speaking for you. I'm going to let you speak for yourself. But thank you so much for coming on this call. I know my coaches are really excited to hear from you.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited. It's funny that you say I'm really quiet in person, but I started talking first thing on the call. It's funny. A lot of people say that something I've always struggled with is being really shy. It was really painful to me, and that was the first thing I kind of wanted to tackle as a new coach, because I read that being shy is rude. And I was like, oh, okay, because I'm making other people uncomfortable and making them think that I don't like them, so I don't want to do that. So yes, that's the first thing I tackled. But I'm going to reverse a lot. So I've been a coach for about almost 2 years now, since July of 2014. I'm going to try and keep myself slow down because I like to talk like really fast when I get nervous or I'm on calls or whatever. So for Beachbody, I was bouncing around from job to job. I was always miserable. I specifically remember a point in my life where I woke up, put my feet on the ground, and I was just like, this is it. This is all there is to life. This is it. I wake up. I do the same thing every day. I hate it. I come home. I feel miserable. I'm sick. My husband and I fight. And then we have kids and then we die. And this is it. And that's literally all I saw for my life. And in that moment, that terrified me. I was like, that's it. Like, that's it. Like, forever. So, fast forward a little bit, I started seeing my coach post on Facebook. And I was just like, this girl is like beaming. She's like super happy all the time. And I want that, because I did not have that. I had no self-love, no self-confidence. I had no idea how to take care of myself. Zip, like none. I lived on like macaroni and cheese and, those little cheese puff ball things. And I would just sit on the couch all day and watch TV. And that's literally all I would do. I always said working out was not my thing, and that was just an excuse because I didn't know how to properly take care of myself. So before Beachbody, my husband accepted a job that was out of town. We thought, yeah, we'll make it work long distance. We can do it. I'm like a determined person. So when I say I'm going to do something, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So I'm like, okay, we'll do this. So he goes, every week he's gone working. And I'm miserable. Like, I'm miserable and I hate my job and I miss him and I'm depressed. It got to the point where I would bottle up all my feelings. I wouldn't talk about it with anyone. People would see me in town. They'd be like, where's your husband? Where's he? How is that? You must be so sad. And I'd be like, no, I'm great, because I didn't want to acknowledge those feelings. I started seeing my coach posting about freedom, about retiring her husband, about doing all this fun stuff. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to do stuff like that, because I just don't, like, this is just my life. This is what I've been given. I always thought life happened to me. I had no choice in the matter. I'm just destined to be unhappy. And then obviously she presented the coaching opportunity to me over and over and over. And I said, no, for a year. So something I want to make, a point out of that is, like, don't give up on someone. Could you imagine if she would have taken my first no and just, all right, fine, moved on to the next person, and then never talked to me again? I wouldn't be here right now. I guarantee you I wouldn't be here right now. So super, super important, because I owe just everything to her for never giving up on me. So back to the long distance thing. I didn't want to do that anymore. So, I finally grew some balls and I jumped into coaching, and I was like, all right, let's go. I have the money. Let's go. Let's do it before I change my mind. So I did it. And she was just like, all right, we're going to help you. I'm going to help you live with your husband. I'm just like, okay, that sounded fun and everything, but I had no idea, really coaching was going to help me live with my husband. That was the only thing that I wanted. And I was just like, all right, I'll fixate myself on that. That's my long-term goal. I'm just going to focus on it and move forward, do whatever she tells me to do. At that point, I didn't believe it was possible. I didn't think it could happen, but I had that determination, and I just started putting it out into the universe. I'm going to live with my husband. I'm going to live with my husband. I'm going to fire my boss. And people were like, no, you're not. You know, like everyone tried to pull me back down. Like, don't do this. It's a scam. It's a pyramid. It's this, it's that. My mom, my dad, everyone. And I was just like, nope. If this girl can do it, so can I. And that's why social media is so important in being real, because she showed me she's normal. She's a normal person. And because she was so real and normal, I knew that I was no different than her. And if she could do it, so could I. Game changer for me. So let me look at my notes here. Sorry, I went off on a little tangent. So fast forward, a lot of hard work, a lot of hustle, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of dedication to my goal and my vision. And I was able to move in with my husband full time. And that's a huge deal because of Beachbody, not because of, you know, any, like literally just because of Beachbody, because of this opportunity, because I can pay this forward and help other people. That has given me my title as a wife back. I did not feel like a wife before. I was miserable. I was turning to alcohol. That's another reason why I quit drinking, because I realized in those times that was something that just I thought made me feel better. You know, I was turning to eating. I was doing all these negative things that were downward spiraling me toward, you know, nothing. So Beachbody, in a way, I mean, it didn't only give me my life back, but it potentially saved my life, my marriage. Yeah, I just jumped. I decided to build my wings on the way down. One thing that people notice about me is I'm very vulnerable, which means I will literally share everything. And I still feel the same feelings of not wanting to. Like I get really sweaty and I'm like, oh, you know, I don't want to share that thing. But from day one, when I was a brand new coach, I realized that by me sharing something that I don't want to share, it's potentially changing someone else's life. And I adopted that mindset that if I don't share this thing, you know, I'm not going to help someone. And that's what this job is all about. It's about helping people. It's about being real and relatable and raw, you know, even when it's the yucky stuff. Like today, I talked about having squirrel brain. Like I didn't get jack shit done today because that's just how today went. And that's, you know, I'm being honest with people. Like not every day is perfect. And, you know, I'm still going forward. Yeah, I think that's all I have to go on. Do you want me to elaborate on anything else? I kind of went like way off track.
I think like maybe talking a little more, I know that my coaches would really benefit from hearing like going through like how you got all your, like, I mean, first off your story, I mean, how long have you been alcohol free now? Because I mean, that's one thing I've watched from you for a while.
January of 2016, the new year. Yeah. So January of 2016, almost over, I don't know. Gosh, January of 2016 to 2015, over a year.
Wow. That's amazing. So all that stuff that you put out there on social media, I guess, and you guys use the chat feature or unmute yourself and ask her questions, because she was saying that she really likes Q&A stuff too. But the way that you do your social media, if you could elaborate on that a little bit and how you turn your social media into your yeses and things like that. How did you, I guess, if you want to go into that a little bit?
Yeah. So something I've learned that's super important is I know that you guys have heard all the coaches pretty much say this, but like answering objections and things, because they were all pretty much objections that we've all had, like the money thing. So, you know, I'll kind of alternate objections on my social media. Like, I thought I didn't have the money to sign, but then I realized like I was just buying purses and shoes and stuff and going out and partying. But when I realized the things that were important in my life, which is, you know, my health, and that, you know, I was able to finagle stuff around. So like I address objections. I feel like the most traction I've got out of my social media is the vulnerable posts, because that's what makes me real and relatable to other people. And people kind of keep coming back because they want to know more stuff. Because it's like when we see someone perfect, we're like searching for flaws, because perfect isn't real. So we're searching for something that makes them real, not searching for flaws in a way that is like, you know, offensive. It's just we want to relate to them and we can't relate to perfect. So by me just laying it all out there, I'm able to relate to like a lot of people. How I turn my social media into yeses, you said. We always hear make sure our social media is like a sneak peek. I feel like that's super important, because I share coaching in almost every single post that I write, which also goes along with posting with intention. Like when I go into a post, say like I'm inspired, or I read a book and I have this quote and it's awesome, and I'm like, okay, I want to share about that. I'll just like brain dump everything into like a really quick post, and then I'll go back through it and I'm like, okay, how does this need to be organized? This needs to go up top. This is catchy. Put this at the top, put this here, put that there. And then, all right, there's nothing about coaching. And then I'll go back through and I'll weave it in my post, like, kind of reflect back to who I was. I use the I felt I've found method almost every single one of my posts. Like, I was feeling sad and lonely. And then, now I feel because of Beachbody, I'm happy. And I found that having a community of people surrounding me really uplifts my spirits, for, lack of a better example. But that is one of my favorite things to use in my social media. Honestly, also photos are really important, really important. Like, I didn't realize how important they were until I started kind of investigating that a little more, having catchy photos that are scroll stoppers as well, because no one's going to look at your post if the image isn't pretty first, At least I won't, because that's my eyes. There's like a million things on the newsfeed when you're sitting there in the middle of the night just scrolling. What else?
This is going to sound like a really ridiculous question because I know the answer to it, but the challenges and the obstacles that you faced along the way, like you went through and you told us your story, and we know that like it was hard for you to, like obviously be away from your husband, but you got there. But for me personally, like I know that there are bumps and obstacles that you're going to face in the way. So if you could kind of explain to them, I guess, the stuff that you went through your journey. We all go through the crap, I guess, if you just want to get to some of that stuff and how you overcame them.
Yeah. There was one point of coaching where, my husband and I were arguing and fighting so much because of the distance that we talked about getting a divorce. And that is something I don't like to talk about because it's uncomfortable and it's sad. And it brings me back to that time when I think about, I'm really good at not processing feelings. So that's something I'm definitely talking about more now. But that was hard for me. Like, as you could imagine, that'd be hard for anyone to, consider getting divorced because distance was killing you that bad. I truly think that being a coach saved me because of personal development. No matter what I'm going through, like the crap, like you say, like we all go through it. We all have bad days. We all get, coaches canceling. We all get someone who we thought would be awesome, like ignoring us all of a sudden out of nowhere. Personal development is the only thing that has kept me strong through that. Like, so if I'm having a bad day, the first thing I'm going to do is just dive deep into a personal development book. Honestly, that's my honest to God answer. Like, that is my go-to. And that is the only thing. If I have a book and it's not doing it for me, get rid of it. New book, so, some books aren't right for you right now. That really is the only way I've gotten through it. What PD book do I highly recommend? I don't know if you guys have read You Are a Badass. That is my most favorite. Second one, I would have to say, for business wise, The Compound Effect, because that one just puts this business in a perspective. I really also like Adventures for Your Soul. I just finished that one. That one was really inspirational to me. Also Girl Boss. I really loved that one. And anything by, I think his name is Deepak Chopra. I've been really digging all his stuff lately too, like a lot. I dig in when stuff gets tough. I dig into personal development deep. And then the second thing I would have to say to get through the tough times is I do things that are really uncomfortable at those times, like I was just telling my coach 2 weeks ago, my husband and I were arguing just because, we live in a small space. We see each other like all day. I'm like, man, I'm just like struggling. Everything's off. She's like, have you done anything that's, been out of your comfort zone lately? And I'm like, oh, duh, because that always makes me feel better because that makes me grow. So personal development and stepping out of your comfort zone in the tough times, like, even though you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, I swear it helps. I swear by it.
Absolutely. For you personally, like I was saying to me in this call, you were always at the top of the leaderboards, like in Success Club and things like that. Like you rally. And obviously I know that has a lot to do with the way that you word your posts, because you really bring us in and you make us really, see what this has done for your life. But what would you say, I guess, like the behind the scenes, the conversations are like to, are they new people every single month? Are they people that you're following up with all the time? I guess, how do you get so high in Success Club? I guess is the better answer. Sorry, I'm a reporter, so I ask like 6 questions in one.
I know. I'm like, her questions are tough. She blames. No, High Success Club is because I'm consistent on my social media. I'm consistent in my message and what I want to do for people and my vision, I try to stay in the recruit mode all the time because I don't want to just sell someone a challenge pack. I want to change someone's life. And because I know the potential that this has obviously changed my life, I know it can do that for others. And I knew that it did that for my coach. So it's never ending, pay it forward. But I really focus on sharing my vision. I focus on consistency. I know people, sometimes it sucks if you fall off, and you don't post for a day. I think that's happened to all of us, but it's super important, I think, to address that and don't pretend like those things didn't happen, because your people are watching you, whether you realize it or not. And by not acknowledging, they're going to wonder, where was she? Because that's our job, it's to be out there and be visible every single day. Consistency on social media is everything for that. We're building trust. If we dip out one day and we don't, wait a day or two and we don't say anything, we don't explain, people are like, what was she doing? They don't trust us anymore. That's all they have is our social media. I mean, really, I would have to say consistency. I don't even remember your question anymore, but.
I'll ask literally 7 questions within one question. I don't know why I've been trained to do it that way. What was your aha moment, I guess? I hate that question, but what was your turning point? The one thing where you're like, maybe this is really what's going to do it for me. Because I remember reading in a post, I think it was yesterday, Colleen made a post where it was you weren't a numbers person. You were okay with being where you were, but all of a sudden, you've turned it up. What changed for you?
I mean, honestly, I think the fact that I was able to fire my boss and then never go back to work, honestly, it really hit me. And I was just like, whoa, I always thought it'd be cool to do it full time, but I never actually was I was committed, but in my head, I was still eh. I mean, we got to a point where I moved out of town to live with my husband, and I didn't fully supplement my full-time job income. And he was like, you're going to need to get a job while you're here. And I was like, And he was like, yeah, we're going to have to pay bills. I was like, no, I'm going to make this work. I am going to make this work. No matter what, I'll do whatever I have to do. I don't care how, who, what, where, I'll figure it out. And he was just like, whatever, I'm just trying to be real and tell you reality. And I was like, your reality is not my reality. I don't see what you see. I see something different and I'm not getting a job, so I didn't. And I feel like that's powerful because when I moved here, I did not have the income to supplement what I was making. And now I do and more, which is insane to me. I never thought, I don't know. It's just mind blowing. I don't know. I mean, my aha, I feel like I'm constantly having different aha moments, but that's the biggest one that I can be like, wow, this has seriously changed my life. I never have to work for someone ever again, ever. And that is so empowering to say.
Absolutely. I love saying that too.
Freedom.
Do you guys have any questions for her too? I mean, I know I'm hounding her with a ton of questions. So
your questions are the hardest questions I've been asked. It makes me really think. I'm I was not prepared for this.
I literally, like I said, I try my hardest to not put on my reporter hat and just start drilling people with questions.
They're tough questions.
Curious. Like I said, I've been watching you for such a long time. It's interesting hearing how you do things. Do you guys have any questions? Unmute and please feel free to just ask whatever.
Overall, I mean, social media is the most important thing. I think that's our job. I feel like people, they get distracted on the, making their blog pretty or whatever the heck they're working on, or taking on a ton of new tasks other than our core things. Our 4 vital behaviors are, posting 3 to 5 times a day and being real on social media. If I could tell my coaches just to do one thing, or focus on just one chunk of stuff, I would say the 4 vital behaviors and posting 3 to 5 times a day and being real and relatable and relating it to the business every day. And that would grow your business.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. You guys ask.
Trying to think of what else I can.
I had another one that was in my head and I forgot about it. What would you say to coaches that are kind of on the fence about this business, about whether or not it's for them, whether or not they should stick with it? What would you personally say to them? Because I mean, I know we all go through the ups and downs of this business. This business is a giant roller coaster and it's enough to throw people off, but you've kept going for a reason. So I guess what would you say to those coaches that are new, maybe they don't understand the potential yet, or have been kind of wishy-washy with it?
Man, that's a tough one because I want to be like tough love, but I also understand where I was. I don't know. That's a hard one because when I decided to become a coach, I didn't want to half-ass it. And I just don't understand half-assing it because essentially you're working for free. And two, like, what are you accomplishing if you're half-assing it? You know, like, I feel like if you're asking yourself that question, you need to get more clear on why the hell you're here, what your vision is, what your why is, what do you want? I feel like you need to dig deeper, really dig deep. Like I tell my coaches that all the time when they're like, I want to change lives. I'm like, well, so do I. Like we all do. And I think that's amazing and beautiful and great. But like, why do you want this for you? And for me, it was to live with my husband. And so every day I woke up and I'm like, I'm not watching Netflix. I'm not watching Hulu. I'm not doing this and that and this because I want to live with my husband. I kept that front and center every single day. Wrote it down. It was everywhere. Live with my husband. Fire my boss. Live with my husband. I got obsessed with it. I honestly feel like there's no difference between me and anyone on this call. Everyone can do it. Everyone can. They just have to decide they're going to and then do it.
I like it. I'm like, yes, fire me up. Guys, what do you guys have for?
I get it. I never have questions either, so I'm always like.
Is there anything that you guys are going through in your personal businesses that you would like to ask? I mean, it doesn't have to be specific to this call that you would like to get another input on rather than me, because you guys hear from me all the time.
It's tough when you're put on the spot.
I know. I feel you. If you guys don't want to unmute, you can put it in the chat box too.
Do you suggest everyone read You Are a Badass already on your team and stuff? Because I feel like that's such a good light the fire under your ass type of book.
And I actually have them start with whenever they sign up.
It's good.
Everybody's being quiet. I'm trying to think of more questions. Because you're a really interesting person. It's like you really are. Like you're really like I read every post. Like you make me stop and read it. So like you're doing your job like really well. And I love that.
I think something I could say on that is that there's nothing different about me than anyone else. It's just the fact that I choose to share all of me. And everyone is interesting and unique in their own way. And when we aren't 100% true to us, we're not giving the world everything we were put here to give. And, you know, we have, like they say, we have that one gift that nobody else has, that thing that we share with people. And so when I'm not 100% true to me, one, I feel fake. And two, I'm not doing what I was, you know, put here to do. So I think that's super important is to obviously stay 100% true to you. Like there's things where I posted, I'm like, I probably shouldn't say that. And I'm like, nope, saying it anyways, because like, I don't want to second guess myself. And those are the best things that I've probably shared. The things I was like, well, what if I offend someone? It's like, so what? Like, they're not my tribe. Move on. You know, like we really have to just be 100% ourselves 100% of the time.
I completely agree. Anything else, guys? It's your last chance to ask her anything. Well, I really appreciate you coming on and talking to them. I know that they do too. It's always nice to hear from other coaches, from other teams, and see how you're doing things. And you're really successful. Like I said, I've been watching you for a while, and I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to talk to us.
Yeah, you know, I really appreciate you having me. It's always nice to, you know, experience other team cultures and practice my own personal growth. Every time I go on a call, that's an opportunity for me to grow, because it's like so painfully uncomfortable for me. It's like, you know, I go through the motions every day. I say, yeah, I'll be on a call. Like I go through this list, like I'm sick, I don't feel well. And then I try to like tell myself like, I'm sick. Like I'm totally sick. Like I still do it. You know, it's normal. It's just pushing yourself to the things you don't want to do that make you grow. So I really appreciate you guys coming and taking time out of your day. I know everybody's time is valuable.
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate you coming. It's really nice hearing, like I said, hearing like another perspective and hearing from other people in the business. I know my team always appreciates it. So
thank you.
All right, guys. Well, if you are an Emerald or above, I have the link in our team page. So you guys can just go ahead and click on that, and we'll get that one knocked out of the way, and you guys can go about your night.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks, Kandace.